We all know very well that since 2020, the creator of Harry Potter, Joanne Rowling, has incurred the wrath of a maybe not so substantial but very loud part of society, accusing the writer of all possible sins. And what is most unfortunate is that a good portion of the Potterian stars, including its main actors, have also essentially spoken out against their mother Joan, as they once called her. Well, time has passed, e.g. Rupert Grint has already managed to successfully back down and soften his attitude toward the creator of Harry Potter. And yet, according to some insiders, some of the trio is still so strongly opposed to Joan that it even put an end to probably the most promising and really promising project in the Harry Potter universe. Hello everyone, here's more with stars, and here we go. Well, I'm sure everyone has heard 100 times by now about how in 2020, after certain statements by Joanne Rowling regarding the issue of trans people, the writer was essentially jammed with shame and naturally blacklisted by Hollywood. It's true that since then, over the past couple of years, public attitudes and the filmmakers themselves, as well as some of Joan's Harry Potter colleagues, have changed significantly. It turned out that Warner Brothers, for example, is not that much against it anymore, they are just eager to cooperate with the writer. Some of the Potter actors who previously either kept quiet or even, like Rupert Grint, spoke out against Rowling, condemning her, have now changed their rhetoric. And let's say personally Rupert has moved out, saying Joan is like my auntie, she's like my aunt. I may not agree with what she says, but she's still my auntie and all that. Also, Grint has been openly stating that he wouldn't even mind going back to his role as Ron Weasley, and it would seem to be a long way off, because we've already learned, quite officially, that WB is returning to the Harry Potter universe. But they are going to do it through a series which is basically a retake of the original books and movies, which is more than risky. They could have gone in a much more elegant way, for example with a sequel to The Cursed Child. They could have brought back the old grown-up favorites and made a cool new story and introduced new young characters of the children of the main trio, well, all the goodies at once. There's a reason this topic has been dragged on so vigorously over the past few years. But alas, as we see now, at least at the time of this video, we have not heard anything about the possible sequel film adaptation, and apparently they will hear in the near future. And if you believe the insiders, it's clear why. At least according to insider Jeff Snyder, the main reason lies in the fact that the position of Trinity's two remaining actors, Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, has proven adamant. We have long heard, for example, Radcliffe is adamant and demanded that Rowling be removed from any potential future Potterian work to which he might be invited. Now an insider confirms that Radcliffe's stance has remained unchanged. Snyder reported that Warner Brothers was indeed in talks with the lead actors for a movie or series of The Cursed Child, but insurmountable problems arose when it came specifically to Radcliffe and Watson. It is noted that these two do not want to work with Joanne Rowling as before. That is, nothing has changed in their views. Moreover, Snyder says that most of the problems Warner Brothers had is with Emma Watson. According to Jeff, is particularly skeptical about a return to the movies or any other Harry Potter projects. Well, and of course, about a potential collaboration with Joanne Rowling. Allegedly Watson is as adamant as possible, she can't be persuaded, and she doesn't want to hear about working with Joanne again. And since the creation of new projects on Harry Potter without the writer Warner simply cannot respectively, the return of the old characters alas impossible. As we actually saw recently, when they announced not a sequel, but essentially a remake of what was filmed not so long ago. If of course everything Snyder says is true at this point, it's very sad for a number of reasons. Both because we won't see a Cursed Child adaptation with the return of former favorites, and because it was Joan's work and the writer herself that made the whole trio and Emma Watson in particular megastars, multimillionaires and generally who we know them to be now. So this persistently aggressive stance on Rowling's mom is surprising to say the least. What do you think about this? Write your answer in the comments, be sure to subscribe to our channel, there will be a lot of interesting news. See you soon.